Hello everybody, welcome to Snyder's Inc. and today we got what at the moment will be the final video in the disturbing part of the internet series, only because they haven't uploaded another. This is the disturbing part of the internet, volume 16. And you'll get right into this, ladies and gentlemen. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, comments, think down below. Let's go.
She's opening the door. She's trying to jump out. She jumped out! She jumped out!
I want to know why you did this to me.
Oh my!
The following dashcam footage was shared on TikTok or Instagram. The dashcam footage shows a driver on the road. Eventually, a car passes him with one of the doors open and a woman yelling for help. Upon seeing this, the driver decides to follow the car while being on the phone with police, detailing the situation.
Hi, I need police ASAP. A lady is screaming outside her Ford. She's trying to get out of a vehicle and the guy won't let. No, she's not exiting. They got back on 410.
After a while, the car leaves the highway, leading to slow.
That is insane to think, right? Like someone... I would hope that there would be others who would do this, but I'm not sure. Because we live in a day and age, again, I've gone over this before, I've brought this up before. We live in a day and age now where everyone minds their own business, right? For some reason we are told to mind our own business. In almost any situation, just mind your own business, don't do anything. So in a scenario like this, I bet there'd be many people who, despite there's a girl screaming for help trying to get out of a vehicle, would still say it's not their business. Which is insane. Look at him in this case, there was the guy who was driving this car, who decided he wasn't going to mind his business. He was going to follow the car that had the girl screaming out of it because he didn't know what the heck they were going to do.
Lower speeds on the road. This gave the woman an opportunity to escape.
She jumped out! 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 Ma'am, get in my trunk! Get in my trunk! There's a cop! There's a cop right there in front of me!
A police car shows up. The woman was brought to a hospital and didn't really suffer any injuries. She later told investigators that the man in the car was her own husband. As she realized that he didn't let her go, she began to scream on the highway to get the attention of other drivers. As for the perpetrator, police managed to find and arrest him. The
I freaking hope you found him and arrest him! Especially with the ex-husband who doesn't suddenly fucking kidnap his ex-wife. Or who knows what goal in mind. Yeah, I hope you found him and you arrested him.
The investigation is still ongoing, but it's unclear if the victim will even press charges.
If she does not, I'm losing my mind. I'm not even joking. If I would have found out this woman does not press charges on her husband who tried to kidnap her, I will lose my mind. Because clearly he's not afraid to do something bad to you. Okay? So yeah, I'd say your main priority should be send him to jail, make sure he can't do nothing else to you.
This was shared on the Lost Media subreddit.
This is
In
interesting.
the post, OP claims that there is a Japanese PSA called Alive Gas Chamber, but the video in question has been privatized by the YouTube account. They claim that it shows a dog who is being kept alive in a chamber by a man, along with a text saying that this happens to almost 500,000 dogs and cats every year in Japan. The audience is told to not throw away their pets, followed by the Alive logo. OP further claims that this video is not staged. It showed the real deal to make...
There is no way that's true. There is no way that's an actual thing. I mean, it is Japan, and they do some weird stuff. But, like, I don't want to believe that even in Japan, they would show a dog actually being killed in a gas chamber. I don't want to believe that is actually a thing. And I'm gonna hope that it's not.
Make a statement. While it is true that the video cannot be watched through YouTube, it was uploaded on Internet Archive just a month ago. There is a dog visible in the footage, but what actually happens is unclear. While the video itself doesn't depict anything graphic, the sound is pretty worrisome. I definitely cannot play the entire thing here, but if we were to believe that the audio matches the footage, then OP could be right here. On a different note, and before moving on, I just want to thank y'all for 200,000 subs. If you haven't subbed yet, it's completely for free. You just need a YouTube account to sign in, and then can subscribe to your favorite channels to not miss any uploads. Let's move on.
I need y'all subscribe. Subscribe to me. Subscribe to me. I'm almost at 500. I'm so close to my goal of 500 for this year. I know it's a small goal, but it's the goal I need. I'm so close I can fucking taste it. Y'all need to help me. Please. Please, I beg of you. I'm at 84. I need 10 more of y'all. But I mean, more of you want to subscribe, keep going. But I'm so close. I'm so close. Come on. We can do it. Truck in the...
This footage was captured in the beginning of this year. Before the incident, there was actually a car crash, and multiple police officers were wandering around the street to help out the people that were involved. While the footage looks fairly uninteresting in the beginning, this quickly changes when a truck arrives. One of the state troopers tries to signal to the truck that he should switch lanes with a flashlight and gestures, but surprisingly, the truck driver doesn't react at all. As the truck continues to...
Okay, this is where the truck driver is clearly at fault, right? Like, I know it'd be hard to switch lanes, but you could attempt to switch, because the police car, the lights on. The police car, the lights on. The police guy's trying to show you a flashlight, like, hey, switch the lane. I don't know how you don't notice that they're there, unless you either aren't paying attention, or you're just playing stupid. So, I don't know if a guy cannot be seen as in fault here.
Drive at the same speed. The trooper was forced to run away from the highway to avoid the truck.
Like... I don't know what happened there. I don't know how this guy did not just switch lanes, or at least try to. Because if he at least tried to switch lanes and couldn't, it could be justified, right? Like, he tried to do it. This guy just keeps driving at his speed. I don't know how. Report a minor injury.
The multiple police cars and even an ambulance. One of the troopers desperately calls for help. Fortunately, and very surprisingly, no one was injured.
Carrying this truck. Go slowly, go to the right. That's my car, the Jeep is on the other side.
Obviously, the truck driver was charged with damaging all of the cars and
Yep.
for careless driving.
Yep.
And my speculation would be that the truck driver was just very tired and fell asleep, or just didn't pay any attention due to a lack of concentration, which is very common for truck drivers since they drive for hours on end.
I can understand that, you know, if he's asleep at the wheel, that's not okay. That's not okay. If you are tired and you think you might sleep at the wheel, pull over. Find somewhere and pull over, because that's dangerous. Don't ever make it so you could fall asleep at the wheel. When it comes to him concentrating because he's tired, I have been tired to the point I kind of lose concentration zone now while doing stuff. So yeah, I understand. I can understand that one. Doesn't justify it. Because again, that's another scenario where you probably shouldn't be so tired that you do that. But I can understand that one more than the sleep one.
With very little rest and sleep time. This topic was suggested to me by someone over email who wishes to remain anonymous as they fear for their own privacy. They say that this case is only known in Belgium and not really internationally, and they want more attention on this topic. And there is some footage of this available, but it will be very difficult to show much of it. Sander Dia, a 20-year-old black student at the Catholic University of Leuven, was put through a hazing ritual by 18 other students. I myself wasn't too familiar with the term hazing ritual. It refers to any activity expected of someone in joining or participating in a group that makes them go through very degrading, humiliating, and just overall very unpleasant things. The hazing consists of multiple tasks that one needs to go through.
Yeah, no, I ain't doing that. No, I don't want to be anyone's friend that much. If you told me, hey, we gotta do a bunch of stuff for you to be initiated into this group, I'm like, you know what, actually, I don't want to be in this group. I don't want to be in this group. I'm good. I'm good.
Starts off with harmless tasks like going around and trying to sell stuff. With each subsequent task, it gets worse. The second task was drinking until you black out. There's footage of people being peed on while they were passed out. After this, they brought Sandadia into a car and drove him to the woods, multiple miles away from civilization. There, they dug a hole and 3 students, including Sandadia, were told to sit in cold water for basically the entire day. Sporadically, they would throw cold and very dirty water on him and tell him to drink very disgusting mixtures of drinks, swallow a living goldfish, drink a lot of fish oil, etc. While the other 2 students...
This is literally death. Everyone in this group deserves to dissect it. This guy died of it, is what I saw. This guy, everyone involved in this group should be sentenced to murder. Everyone. For participating in it.
Seemingly were doing fine. Santa seemed very unresponsive after a while. They knew something was wrong, but the reaction was very strange. They tried to erase evidence by filling up the hole that was dug up, throwing away any objects or garbage they had on the scene, deleting text messages where they discussed their plans, and only after 2 hours drove him back to the city. Once he arrived in the hospital, doctors realized that he suffered multiple organ failures because of all the fish oil he consumed. His body temperature was very low due to him being exposed to cold weather and water.
Yeah, but you ain't hiding that. You ain't hiding that. No way. You were gonna be they were gonna find y'all.
He unfortunately passed away. The students were all sentenced.
You
They get 200 to 300 hours of community service and fines of around $430.
What?
Unfortunately passed away. The students were all sentenced. They get 200 to 300 hours of community service and fines of around $430.
Every single video, there is something that these people do that piss me off. How do they keep doing it? I almost want to know. I almost feel like they're doing this just for me. They're just doing it for me. They're just wanting stuff for me to get angry about. Like, they caused the death of this guy by having to do all these things. How do they only get 300 hours of community service and a fine of up to with a total $430 between all of them? How?
These very mild sentences caused nationwide protests,
I bet
some
it did.
arguing that this was racially driven, and some of the students participating in the hazing being openly racist, which, after looking more into it, doesn't seem like a baseless claim. Just quickly, I'm experimenting with a feature that is pretty new on YouTube called tagging. If you were planning on buying the products that are tagged anyway, then you can support the channel.
Oh, I don't care about this. What do you mean?
The cameras through me tagging it, which makes a lot of sense, especially if you follow this format and see how many families avoided intruders or robbers. Yeah, just wanted to mention it here. If you see a button that says shopping or products, then feel free to use it. It really helps out the channel. Let's continue. The following dashcam
That was very random. I didn't expect that random ad there.
footage was captured in Russia. It is actually 7 minutes long, but I'll only show parts of it. In the footage, we can see a truck driver stopping on the road and moving back and forth and picking up some sort of metal object. What can be witnessed is a car passing by, which eventually returns and stops next to the driver. In the car, 3 men were inside. One leaves the car and confronts the truck driver. It then suddenly cuts to a different shot, this time of multiple trucks arriving at the scene. The road gets completely blocked by the trucks. If I had to give an explanation, it seems like the truck driver got harassed in some way by the guys in the car and called for backup. What I cannot show here is that the truck driver starts beating up one of the guys, while the others manage to escape. They then flip over their car together.
I don't know how I feel about this, because yes, in reality, right, they should not be beating up the people. Them flipping over the car, I have appreciation for. That's actually fun. I actually have respect for that one. They're like, fine, you want to freaking try to harass people? Try to get your car flipped back over. But yeah, this was gonna cause problems for the drivers, I would assume. Look at it! Look at it! Oh my god!
Afterwards, they just hop back on their trucks and drive away.
I'm sorry, I have appreciation for that. That was good. I love that. This looks like this one's gonna be long. This topic.
It's your boy Cyrax in the house. Shout out to my brothers.
Although Chance, known by the moniker Cyrax, began his online presence in 2009, it wasn't until 2010, with his musical debut under the name DJ Shadowblade, that he first gained infamy. His initial foray into the music industry consisted of videos in which he attempted to rap into the camera, making strange obscene noises and throwing himself into walls, with his lyrics hardly ever being discernible. To avoid exploitation in the music industry, he founded his own record label called Killer Clown Records, which he failed to see gain any success. His first taste of internet fame stemmed from his vlogs titled Inside the Shadows, in which he ranted incoherently to the camera. One of his videos, where he expresses aversion to juggalos and their rules, gained substantial attention.
What's your favorite song on that album? Do you remember?
God, dude, I haven't listened to that album in a while.
I love how one of the people has the title Real Bitch. Just had to point that out because I'm a guy like that. I gotta point out the random things. That's just the way it works.
I'd have to go back and listen.
You know, the Juggalo community means a lot to me personally, and so I'm just curious as to like what part of it you identified with the most. So, what do you think of the new ABK stuff? Do you remember what it was called?
I haven't actually really gotten into the new stuff yet.
What's your favorite ABK album?
It almost feels like he actually is a guy who claims to know music but doesn't know anything, and that's what causes this.
Sorry to say, dude, but you're starting to sound like that Danny boy. So you gotta get it, man. Peace.
The responses to this video were never of praise for his opinions, but rather making fun of his mannerisms and speech. And to be fair, he didn't even know a single thing about what he was talking about. It made the impression that he just wanted to be a part of a group. In a subsequent video, he gave a tour of where he was living, revealing that he resided in a basement.
They always reside in the basement, right? A man like him, 100%, it looks like a guy who resided in the basement. I'm sorry, but he does.
Cyrax's skill ability and overestimated self-confidence made him a prime target for trolls. They duped him into signing fake music deals, convincing him that his music was gaining popularity. One particular troll, posing as Music Biz Marty, offered him a contract with Ram Ranch Records.
Shout out to my brothers over at Vendor Boys Records. Shout out to the big homie CPN, Child's Play Ninja.
Cyrax was also known to be a rampant plagiarist, stealing music and artwork from websites such as DeviantArt and SoundCloud, making little to no modifications and passing them off as his own. In one instance, a German musician called him out on YouTube, prompting Cyrax to launch into a tirade against him. Cyrax has never had a job and refuses to get one, as he believes it would distract him from his career, which he feels he has not yet fully developed. Instead,
No, you see, you get a job until your career takes off. There are many singers who got a job until their things take off. No bad thing. Just the way it goes sometimes. You just gotta work hard and then you get the reward.
depends on his grandmother Sally for financial support, receiving an allowance for doing chores around the house and relying on her SSI checks. Despite his quote-unquote career spanning over a decade, Cyrax has made very little money, with his earnings totaling no more than around $6. The Cyrax first intimately encountered a troll when he started a relationship with his online girlfriend Tangerine Cat, a troll who communicated with him through email in an attempt to extort explicit photos from him. Fans, aka more trolls, would also message Cyrax asking for explicit photos, a request he was eager to follow up on, thus showcasing that he was unfaithful to his girlfriend Tangerine.
It was easy for me to buy myself a place as a moderator in there.
But still, you had no right doing that. Now, when I went to seek refuge, it is this for the...
What are these names? Cyrax, Tangerine Cat, Strawberry Sunshine, MBM. What are these names?
Seek help. You had no reason to do what you did.
Cyrax also faced online harassment for the crooked nature of his explicit photos. He also had a couple of real girlfriends rotate into his online presence, such as a girl named Abby, who left him after trolls revealed he had been unfaithful to her, and a girl named Heather, who appeared in several of his videos.
Here we go, give her the wife. She straight out said that he's going around saying that his brother's.
When I did.
When Heather eventually broke things off with Cyrax, he launched into explosive episodes on his YouTube channel, claiming that she must have been a troll, and that she had targeted and exploited him. Cyrax was incorrect, however, as Heather was not associated with any of his trolls. Things quickly turned sour with Cyrax as in 2020 to 2021, Cyrax was caught sending explicit images and text to a former moderator who was posing as an underage girl. When information about this was leaked online, showcasing how Cyrax was aware of the girl being underage, many more girls and trolls came forward to state that he had sent them inappropriate content where they stated they were underage. He was also called out on often sending unsolicited intimate images, and his past started to be dredged up, including how he assaulted a blind boy.
Yeah, fuck this guy. Yep, this guy. So far, the rest of the time he was just a loser that was being made fun of and that for no reason. It kind of was pretending he knows about music, pretending he knows what music is and all that, but he doesn't know jack. In this case, now has crossed the line to, yeah, just fuck this guy. He's a fucking piece of shit who knew some people, the people who thought they were minors, and sent them shit anyways. Yeah, fuck this guy.
Boy in high school, and was arrested in 2012 for strangling his grandmother. This incident was noted as Cyrax acting upon an impulse, and that he had no real reason to assault her. Cyrax has a track record of exploiting his family members' mental health issues and vulnerability for his own gain. He uses their struggles for sympathy points online during one of his many rants. Cyrax's own father, Angus Ravenwood, was actually revealed to be a convicted offender who has previously served a 20-year sentence for assaulting a young girl. He was caught after his friends recognized him in police sketches created of the potential perpetrator. In June of 2022, Cyrax attempted to expand his online presence by streaming on Twitch, with the aim of distancing himself from his trolls and pursuing his creative endeavors while generating income. Despite the platform's more stringent content guidelines, Cyrax persisted in performing the same inappropriate behaviors that had characterized his YouTube channel. Of course, his racist and homophobic behavior persisted, resulting in his prompt suspension from the platform and a 7-day ban. Rather than acknowledging his inappropriate conduct and awaiting the conclusion of his suspension to pursue an appeal, Cyrax resorted to creating a new Twitch account using a VPN, resulting in a permanent ban from the platform for violating the ban evasion policy. Cyrax subsequently attributed his ban to the actions of trolls.
This guy's an idiot. This guy just thinks everything's a troll. Everyone's a troll. There's a rule that says if you are banned, you must stay banned and not make a new channel, and you must stay banned and write it out or appeal it. This guy just made a new channel, and they said you broke the rules, so we're permanent ban you. And he's like, trolls! There must have been trolls. Everything's a troll. If no one's bowing down to me, there must be trolls. What an idiot.
Familiar refrain in his online career. Twitch's payment policy dictates that a user must accrue at least $100 in ad revenue before receiving payment, meaning that Cyrax was unable to claim his earnings upon his ban, as prior to his suspension, Cyrax generated approximately $90 in advertising revenue, which was actually a significant amount compared to his usual meager earnings over a decade. On November 4, 2022, Cyrax claimed that he was the target of a shooting, alleging that someone had fired a bullet at his mattress during one of his live streams. In response, he threatened the hypothetical perpetrator with legal action and made other nonsensical statements including, quote, "To whoever did pull that trigger and attempted to end my life, I have one thing to say. First, you effing missed. Again. Which means you're a lousy shot. Second off, followed by 11 minutes of silence, you will be gotten arrested at the end of this because at the end of the day, my family's lives and my life is more important than everything in the world. A bullet was never loaded."
What does that even mean? How do you sit in say a second thing and then sit silent for 11 minutes? That's a good length of time. You sat silently there.
Located, and many viewers believed it to be a mousetrap being activated, or something that happened outside. Recently he actually got arrested, but the reasoning seems unclear, at least from the information I gathered. His arrest was captured on cam.
That's it. Let it all out. Let it all out, Cyrax.
I want to know why you did this to me.
Because you're a predator.
He is not a predator.
Okay, well, tell that to the evidence that speaks.
Do you have anything?
Actually, this is public. Yeah, this is public. Oh, yeah, I'm just public. Sir, will
You gotta go.
you need to keep him away from me.
You gotta go.
You're gonna go to jail too, Ed?
You
gonna go to jail too? This is public. This is public.
Not right here, ain't.
This is a public sidewalk.
Driveway.
Back up before you catch a charge too.
Soon he'll have his court hearing, so
Who's the guy filming? Who's the guy filming that was starting shit? Who's the guy filming? I want to know.
let's see what happens.
I am Two Thorn Rose. You can call me Rose. I'm a cam model. I'm an artist. I love fitness. I like making videos about that and about my art and just about my daily life. And my channel over on YouTube where I was doing all of that stuff got deleted.
Melissa Turner was a cosplayer and cam girl who also goes by Two Thorned Rose online and was found guilty just recently. But what happened? Melissa was dealing with weight problem issues and had a lot of student debt after graduating college. Further, she was unable to land a job and also wasn't really able to engage in her passions like cosplaying due to her weight and feeling miserable about it. Over time, she managed to lose a lot of weight and found her boyfriend who went by the online pseudonym Sin. As time progressed, Melissa became more and more confident, especially through the praise and comments of strangers on the internet regarding her cosplays. Eventually, she got to meet someone who introduced her to the world of cam girls. With the big money involved, it didn't take much to convince her to start her new career. As you can
I don't know what else to say. She looks fine. I'll say that. But what the hell did this crazy woman end up doing?
see here, she went by the online username Two Thorned Rose.
Yep.
Her career went on for a couple of years, and she was able to sustain herself with her new income. There were videos of her even complaining about people that shared her videos without giving credit.
If you guys see my stuff posted anywhere, even if it's things from my YouTube, let me know, because it's copyright infringement. I did not give anybody permission to upload my
Also, while looking into
I mean, in fairness, that is a fair argument. That doesn't make her, like, ridiculous. Don't upload someone else's work, pretending that it's yours. It's fair.
it, the videos she shared on explicit sites include her and her boyfriend, so her boyfriend was also part of her career. He had the online pseudonym Sin. At the same time, it also seemed like an open relationship type of deal, since the videos also feature other men, but I really don't want to go too much into detail, and I'd also advise to not look her up. Since business was going well, she and her boyfriend Sin decided to open up a small studio with equipment that others could use for their own projects in return for a small fee. This was a good additional revenue stream that was not relying on her career, which made her more independent, though her relationship with Sin was not doing so well, since they often had arguments which led to them breaking up. This resulted in Melissa's entire business model collapsing, with her website being taken down. After a breakup, she found a new boyfriend named Matthew Trussler in 2017. Matthew initially worked in a restaurant, was overall hardworking, an animal lover, and had a healthy and good relationship with friends and family. Matthew wanted more from life though, so he moved on from that job to other fields, but eventually ended up recording videos with Melissa, which made Melissa's career sustainable again. There were also a few Q&As where people were asking if she is happy with her current relationship, to which she replied with, "I'm still as happy a year and a half in as I was at the beginning." Though this didn't really depict the reality of their relationship. They often argued, and family members and friends stated that Matthew was isolating himself more and more. In 2019, Melissa called an ambulance for her boyfriend Matthew because he was fatally attacked. Melissa claims that she found him in that state and had no idea what happened to him. She then allegedly tried to perform CPR, but it was unsuccessful. Well, this was a story that she told at the scene. When she was taken to the police station, she told a different story.
Woman, it's an easy thing to have a story and stick to it. How do people mess up their stories always so quickly? It's like at the scene you have one, by the time you get to the police station, somehow you have another.
This time she said that she didn't find him outside in the garden. Instead, she claims that Matthew came home drunk, which upset her and they got into a conflict. Then he allegedly assaulted her, and in an act of self-defense, she took his life. After this, police and investigators became increasingly more suspicious and didn't believe her. She was arrested.
Of course you're not gonna believe it because you had a story. And you somehow failed at both stories. Because once you say one and then you change it to another, immediately no one's gonna believe either. Because you don't have someone who's telling an honest story would keep it in their mind. They would know what happened. They wouldn't question anything.
Arrested for the suspicion of being the perpetrator. Additionally, between the time of the alleged self-defense and her calling the police was a 4-hour time window. This is pretty odd. Why would someone wait for 4 hours to contact the police? Now it gets pretty interesting. There was a deal from the side of the state where she could have taken 25 years in prison. She declined and insisted on a 5-year sentence. Strange. If it's self-defense and you're innocent, why even go for any sentence at all? In court she played the victim card, but the jury wasn't convinced. There were a lot of inconsistencies, which pointed to Matthew actually trying to defend himself from Melissa and getting hurt in the process. There were also devices in the area that record audio of the event happening, which also helped to get a clearer picture of what had occurred on that day. Lastly, the court had doubts of Matthew being abusive towards Melissa. As a result, she was sentenced to 20.5 years in prison, which is actually far from the worst punishment she could have gotten.
I'm about to say she gonna got life in prison. The fact she only got 20 years and 6 months is actually somewhat shocking. I don't know how she only got that.
Which would have been life in prison, but at the same time, with a different jury and attorneys, she could have maybe even gotten away with no punishment at all, so I think this is overall one of the better outcomes.
Fair. I'll give them that. Different jury in that, this could have been a different outcome. I'll give them that.
On the 7th of November 2007, Pekka Erik Arvinen, an 18-year-old student at Jokela High School in Tuusula, Uusimaa, Finland, committed a shooting. He is also given the title, the first YouTube shooter. There are several videos of him online, but most have been deleted and I was only able to find 2. Although he had no previous criminal record, the National Bureau of Investigation's official report stated that he was a withdrawn individual who often kept to himself and became easily embarrassed. It is noted by those who knew him that he had been subjected to prolonged bullying as a child. In December 2006 and January 2007, his parents tried to refer him to a psychiatric outpatient clinic, but this was refused. He was merely put on medication. He had several online accounts, including 3 YouTube accounts under the names Stormgeist89, Wamscott86, and Natural Selector 89. There he uploaded videos related to the acts that he'd commit years later.
Finland, Finland, Finland. Finland, Finland, Finland. Finland, 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 where I quite want to be, your man.
In preparation for the crime, he posted a file package containing 21 media files, including photos of himself, his firearm, Jokela High School, and 3 documents in Finnish and English. He justified his actions as a necessary culling of the weak-minded majority and separate humans into 3 categories based on their critical thinking abilities, calling himself a natural selector who would eradicate the weakest aspects of humanity. He also had an interest in both the far right and the far left. Included in his manifesto were quotes, which definitely made him look like someone with a god complex, with a big disregard for human life. In the months leading up to the atrocity, authorities were called to report several accounts online who appeared to be potential threats and risks for the general public. While this investigation was ongoing, Pekka Eric continued by uploading images and videos threatening his plan. 2 nights before his plan, he uploaded a video of himself using his firearm to shoot airpods as target practice. And the night before the shooting, he uploaded his manifesto and a goodbye letter for his parents. He uploaded a video the morning of the crime showcasing the front of the high school and an image of him pointing his weapon at the camera. He entered the school at 11:42 a.m. and subsequently ended 8 people's lives and injured several others. During his rampage, he even poured flammable liquids down corridors and attempted to start fires, though these attempts were unsuccessful. He himself would later go on to pass 8 hours later in Helsinki University's Central Hospital. His father went on to create a YouTube channel after his son's passing, uploading a video tribute to him with the description, "I don't promote violence. I have the right to do my grief process in peace. This video, for our son, is my way to process my grief." Pekka Eric's case is unfortunately not rare, as the internet has proven to be a place where many people with a similar mindset to him congregate and share their plans through sick foreshadowing and cryptic content. If you've missed a prior...
Wow, that is an insane situation. The fact this guy was just going around and that parent posting a tribute on YouTube was a bad idea. Just a bad idea, my opinion though. But ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you thought of these videos in the comments below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all for the next one.